Let's start with a simple question. How good of a driver are you? Compared to the average person on the road, would you say your driving skills are below average, totally average, or above average? If you're like most people, you probably just said above average. In fact, when psychologists run this exact study, up to 90% of people claim they are better drivers than everyone else. But mathematically, that is completely impossible. They can't all be right. So why do we do this? Why are we so utterly convinced that we are smarter, faster, and more capable than we actually are? Welcome to one of the most expensive and dangerous glitches in human psychology, overconfidence bias. It's the hidden mental trap that makes us mistake our own assumptions for absolute facts. And today, we are breaking down exactly how it blinds you and how to outsmart it before it costs you. So, what exactly is overconfidence bias? At its core, it is a cognitive bias where someone's subjective confidence in their judgments is reliably greater than their objective accuracy. Put simply, it's the massive gap between what you think you know and what you actually know. Our brains aren't naturally wired to handle uncertainty. We hate feeling clueless. To cope, our minds construct a false sense of security, tricking us into feeling like masters of a subject when we've barely scratched the surface. Psychologists generally break this bias down into three distinct flavors. 1. Overestimation, thinking you are better at a task or have more control over an outcome than you truly do. 2. Overplacement, the above-average effect we just talked about, believing you rank higher in a group than you actually do. 3. Overprecision, being excessively certain that your specific beliefs or predictions are 100% correct, leaving zero room for error. Now, a little bit of confidence is a good thing, right? It gets us out of bed, it helps us take risks, and it pushes us to try new things. But when confidence turns into overconfidence, the real-world consequences can be catastrophic. Think about how this plays out across different areas of life. In finance and business, overconfidence bias is the absolute king of Wall Street blunders. It's why CEOs launch multi-million-dollar products without doing proper market research, convinced their gut feeling is flawless. It's why retail investors lose their savings day trading, genuinely believing they can outsmart a market driven by supercomputers. In everyday projects, have you ever started a home renovation or a simple DIY project thinking, "This will take me 2 hours," only to find yourself at the hardware store for the 4th time, 12 hours later, surrounded by broken drywall? That is the planning fallacy, a direct byproduct of overconfidence bias. We chronically underestimate the time, money, and effort required to finish a task. In professional expertise, the wildest part? Being an expert doesn't protect you from this trap. In fact, it often makes it worse. Studies show that doctors, lawyers, and political analysts become more susceptible to overprecision the more experience they get. They rely so heavily on their past track record that they stop looking for new variables. Why are we so stubborn? Why can't we just see our limitations clearly? It happens because overconfidence bias never travels alone. It relies heavily on another mental shortcut: confirmation bias. Once your brain locks onto a belief, whether it's an investment strategy, a career move, or a personal opinion, it immediately begins filtering your reality. It actively hunts for clues that prove you're a genius, while completely ignoring, minimizing, or rewriting the red flags staring you right in the face. If a project succeeds, you tell yourself it's because of your sheer brilliance and flawless execution. But if it fails, your brain instantly blames bad luck, a bad economy, or someone else's mistake. Because we protect our egos at all costs, we rarely update our internal database with our own failures. We stay highly confident and we stay completely wrong. So how do we fix a glitch that is hardwired into our biology? How do we build genuine competence without falling into the trap of fake certainty? The goal isn't to become insecure or second-guess your every move. The goal is to develop intellectual humility. First, embrace the pre-mortem. Before you launch a project, make an investment, or commit to a massive decision, gather your team, or just sit down with a notepad and ask this exact question. Assume it is 6 months from now, and this project has completely, embarrassingly failed. What went wrong? By forcing your brain to look backward from a hypothetical failure, you bypass your natural optimism and suddenly see all the hidden risks. Second, track your predictions. Start writing down your specific expectations for major decisions. Don't just say, "I think this will go well." Write down, "I am 90% sure this project will take 3 weeks and cost $500. When reality hits, check your notes. Facing the hard data is the only way to train your brain to realize it doesn't know as much as it thinks it does. Finally, cultivate a circle of critics. Find people who aren't afraid to look at your master plan and tell you exactly where the holes are. True confidence isn't about pretending you have all the answers. True confidence is being secure enough to admit exactly what you don't know. It's the willingness to test your assumptions, question your narratives, and pivot when the data proves you wrong. The next time you feel 100% certain about a risky bet, take a step back. Ask yourself if you're looking at reality or just looking at a mirror of your own ego. If this deep dive helped you look at your own decision-making a bit more clearly, hit that subscribe button. We unpack the hidden mechanics of the human mind every single week so you can understand your mind, think better, and decide smarter. Drop a comment below. What's a time your overconfidence completely backfired on you? Let's talk about it. Stay sharp.